Hey. um. So hi. I am Barbie Doll 83. I used to have a very active YouTube account years ago. I say years. The last video I made was probably about 7 years ago. But since then a lot has happened in my life. I thought I'd bring back my YouTube page, but I didn't know what to do. What was going to be my thing? And so many content creators have come out since then, and I didn't know where to start. So I figured I'd just start with who I am. And I guess if it sparks the interest of people, they'll join in, I guess. I don't know. All right, for starters, I am a pre-K teacher. Um, I am a mom of a child with ASD. Um, all my fellow ASD parents, you understand the journey. Um, Although my child, he has an educational diagnosis of ASD, we have yet to get a medical. My ASD parents, the waiting list for these assessments is ridiculous. They first told me that we would get a call early fall of 2022. Early fall came, early fall left. I called, hey, what's up? You guys said early fall. Oh, yeah, we're backed up. So early spring for sure. April, May. April, May is gone. So I called them again, emailed everything. Hey, y'all told me this and this still ain't happening. Oh, we're sorry for the delay. You could call the scheduler. Um, you can call the scheduler yourself and, see if they will schedule it. I called them 3 times. Nobody picked up. I left a message. So we're still waiting on a medical diagnosis. Meanwhile, services that my child will get through a medical diagnosis, we don't qualify for because all we have is an educational diagnosis. And they went ahead and did that because they're like, hey, he's showing all the signs of ASD. I knew my child had ASD before. They even brought it up. They kept trying to put it as a developmental delay. I'm like, no. And my parents, my ASD parents, how many of you gone through that? Where they want to categorize it as a developmental delay, but you know that it's more than that. But anyway, with that said, it's a journey, especially when you don't really have the help from the other parent. Like I'm doing everything basically on my own, but fortunately, I do have a strong support system. Like my village is strong. Like these people genuinely love me and they love my son and they help out. But at the end of the day, no matter how much support you get, there are times where you just feel alienated, like no one understands, and or it's just certain things that you don't know who to talk to about because they don't understand unless you're going through it. And you don't even understand what you're feeling at times. Like I had a situation that happened just today, and I was okay with it at the beginning, but then afterwards, I just got like really emotional, and I'm just like, why? Because I don't even know how I felt. I didn't know if I was embarrassed. I didn't know if I was sad. I don't know if I was angry. It was like all of that all wrapped up. I guess the saying on Facebook, I was feeling some type of way. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And the situation was so simple. And I guess with me being a pre-K teacher and dealing with these situations in the classroom, I was able to really relate to the other parent with a situation. So let's back it up. Rewind. So the situation was, so my baby is social. His development in social is very low. Like he's, excuse me, functioning at like a year old to 2 year old when it comes to socialization. And then on top of that, he's introverted. Like he wants to be by himself. And like I told them when they were doing the diagnosis for it, um, for his educational diagnosis, I was telling them they ain't got nothing to do with autism because me myself am introverted and like to be by myself a lot. Although I have moments where I do want to be included, want to be around people, but people tend to think, oh, she wants to be alone. So I very seldom get included in things. And sometimes I be in my feelings. Other times I be like, okay, cool. I ain't want to go no way. But my whole thing is invite me and let me decide whether I want to come. But include me. You get it? But they was just like, we don't even include her. But that's neither here or there. So, excuse me. Yeah, so the situation that happened today, um, so my baby is in my gym. Well, I had him enroll into this little gym called My Gym. And he's been going there since he was about a year old. I had his first birthday party there. And my son now, he'll be 7 in November. So he's been going there since he was a year old. And it was my way of getting him in a social setting. Before I even knew of any kind of delay or anything, I tried to just take him there and see if he'll start, opening up to kids. And then I also had him in daycare, even though I didn't need daycare services, but I needed him to be around other children. So, yeah, so the situation that happened today, so because that's him there, you hear him? Also, with his socialization, he talks about like a year old level. But that's my baby. I love him with everything in me. But yeah, so I'm sorry. Another thing, I'm a little scatterbrained, which is another reason why I want to come here, because I know this YouTube world could be a little, you guys could be cruel. Have mercy on me. But anyway, so what happened today is my son, well, a little backstory on today. He normally attends they have what's called practice and play. So they have structured classes that you're actually paying for, that the child goes in and they teach them like tumbling and gymnastics and all types of things to keep them active and teach them how to do these things without hurting themselves. And while he was in the structure class, he was just having meltdown after meltdown because he just didn't like it. So my baby was in school all day. He was receiving ABA services. He was receiving OT services. And it's just like, then he comes home and he has to go to speech therapy. So then I was just like, it's just too much structure. He needs somewhere to go to just release. And so in the gym, he want to keep running off, keep eloping, and want to play because he didn't want to do any no learning. He's like, I've been learning all day. So I totally got it. So I asked him, was there a way, that he could just do the practice and play? The practice and play is actually a free course you get in addition to the structure class. So you have to sign up for a structure class before, in order to get your practice and play. So, but if you miss a class, you can make it up, and you can make it up with either another structured class or a practice and play. So I was asking him, hey, can I just stop bringing him to the structure classes altogether and we just do practice and plays as his makeup, because this is just not it. He's not liking it. He wants to play, and I really just need him to go somewhere where he can just be free and be himself and get out that energy that he has to keep locked down all day long. So they made an agreement. It was like he can make up his classes for practice and play. So moving forward on to what happened today. So what happens today is, when we go to our practice and plays, because I'm a teacher, I'm out in the summertime, I've been taking him to the practice and plays that are like in the early part of the day. Like today is Tuesday, so he had a 12 o'clock one. Well, it's like 12:05. And while there is a bunch of parents there with their little babies, like their 1 or 2 year olds, and some younger than one. Mentally, he's basically on their level. But in his mind, he doesn't understand that he's bigger than them. So what was happening was he would tend to, like, if a child is on like the slide and they're just sitting there, he'd tend to like just go around them, or he's still learning how to wait his turn. Because his socialization is so low, he doesn't understand to say, excuse me. And of course, with ASD, you guys know they have a hard time waiting. So although he's improved a lot, he's playing on the steps. I can't get him to stop. But it's hard for them to wait their turn. So I noticed a couple of classes before today that he kind of always, like, a lot of the parents are holding their little small babies who are trying to, maneuver the equipment there. And what he'll do is, because he's trying to get around and they don't get out the way, and he doesn't know how to say excuse me or think, hey, let me go the other way, he'll go right through them and, separating the child and the parent. So I will immediately step in and say, hey, no, don't do that, Ladarian. He'll stop and he'll go the other way. And so I say, don't do that, baby. Don't do that. Don't do that. And, he's learning. Okay, so now I notice if somebody's in his way, he'll look over at me, waiting for my reaction. I'll say, wait. And he'll sit there, or I'll say, go the other way. He'll go the other way. But this particular incident, a parent was standing there holding her child, and they were in the ball pit. And there were other kids in the ball pit. So on one side, it was kind of blocked off where he couldn't get out. So he went on the same side where the parent was holding her child. And so he ended up going between the mother and the child. She was like, hold up. You about to hit him on his head. I was like, don't do that, baby. Go the other way. Say, excuse me. And she just kind of gritted at him and he ran off. And I was just like, I'm sorry. And she was just like, whatever. So about 3, 4, 5 minutes later, one of the staff at the mind gym came to me and was just like, yeah, Mom, if you can, kind of watch him a little more, because, the other, we love him. He's just a good kid. And I'm like, what's up? She was like, I said, what, you received some complaints? And she was like, yeah. I said, well, why didn't it come to me? I'm standing right here and I'm redirecting him when he's doing something that he's not, he doesn't know what to do. So she was just like, I don't know why they didn't come to you. I was just telling them, he's a really good kid. He doesn't mean any harm. I said, yeah, I would explain the situation to him. Like, hey, he has ASD. He's not meaning it. I do apologize. I know that could be, annoying. I totally get it. But I just want you to know that he's not maliciously doing it. And, I will give you permission to tell him, hey, wait, because he'll do it. He'll listen to you. It's just, you have to give him that direction, or else he doesn't know what to do. So anyway, that situation happened, and she was just like, yeah, because he's a lot bigger than the other kids, and, he really loves it. And, during this time, a lot of the babies are there. So I just started feeling bad, because I'm like, me as a parent, if that was happening to my kid, I would get upset. But at the same time, me as a teacher, I understand. So I just felt bad. So anyway, then he ended up having a meltdown because he didn't want to leave the class. So he's trying to bang his head on the table. And I'm just like, okay, so this is just an emotionally drained day. So I felt really bad about it. And I ended up unenrolling him. I was just like, I just want to take him somewhere where they're bigger kids, because I don't care if he gets knocked down. I don't want to sound wrong. My whole thing is, if he's in the way, he ain't moving, and you knock him down, hey, stay out the way. I don't mind that, long as it's not malicious. You know what I'm saying? Long as you ain't just hitting up on my child using him as a punching bag. But if he ain't moving, you told him to move. You get what you get, because he understands. Sometimes he's stubborn. That's the thing that fights with the ASD. Because some of it is I don't know, and some of it is I don't care. So I'm the only one who knows when it's I don't care. Because he clearly understands, excuse me, when you tell him. But he doesn't understand to say himself. His receptive development is top tier. It's just his expressive is really low. He doesn't really know how to express himself, but he understands everything you tell him. So, yeah, that's my story today. I don't know what kind of content I'm going to do. I was thinking maybe giving tips, or have a thing where teachers, early childhood early childhood educating teachers to share some tips with each other. I don't know. Maybe talk about being a single parent with a child with ASD, or just a parent period with a child with ASD. I don't know what this can be, but I just have something in me that says I should bring my YouTube back. So I'm bringing it back. I'm reintroducing myself. I am Barbie Doll 83. And if you are a subscriber of me from way back, yes, I'm back. I'm trying to be consistent. I'm going to try to be consistent because I really think I could do something really nice here. Because back in the day, I was posting like every week. So I'm going to try to get up there, let you in a little bit on my life as a ASD mom, and maybe introduce my baby. I don't know yet because, like I said, these YouTube streets are a little cruel. So we'll see who this gets to, who finds it interesting, and all that. But until next time. Oh, and I guess I gotta get like, because I used to have like a theme, but they be like copywriting, striking everybody, and I was using other people's music. So yeah, I'm gonna get it all together. Bear with me. I know this is a little ghetto, but I'm new to I'm new to this content creator stuff. I was out when you were just a YouTuber. Yeah, and I had a lot of subscribers then. I don't think I have any now. I don't even know how to use the dashboard. So I'm gonna get it all together and maybe do some lives or something. I see people using this thing called StreamYard. So I'm gonna look into that too and maybe have like a chat or something. I don't know. I just got a lot of ideas in my head. So leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. Share your stories. You can give me your thoughts on my story today. Or some ideas of what I can do content on. All right. Till next time.